Good morning, my wonderful fans. I am normally Book Dragon Erin, but today I am simply Erin Rogoff Official. I hoard books like a dragon hoards gold, so that name fits. Thus, that is the name of my BookTube channel. Today, I am Erin Rogoff Official, and today I am going to be talking to you about my bad right hand. The story of my Achilles hand: when I was a kid, I fractured my right hand, and I never knew until it healed malformed, so there is a growing bump on the back of my hand. You can kind of see it here. It is extremely sensitive and painful most days. I never knew that I had fractured my right hand until it healed malformed, which then caused a growth on the underside of my skin, but above the bone, to self-fix my hand. That is the easiest way for me to explain it, and I am not sure why I haven't found this out before. The reasoning behind my Achilles hand: I was always interested in Greek mythology when I was a kid, so I joked about my badly healed right hand being called my Achilles hand instead of my Achilles heel. Even in great amounts of pain, whenever my hand is touched really roughly, I tried to make the best of the situation until it could be properly fixed, and that time, fortunately for me, is coming soon. When I first noticed my injury, that is debatable in itself. Because I struggled with mental health growing up, I really don't remember how I fractured my hand, because I was always involved in extreme sports, like parkour. I enjoyed snowboarding, I love rock climbing, and I just love so many out there activities that I could have injured my hand any way that way. Even when I was a little kid, I was always going ziplining, and I was always rock climbing with my dad and my brother, and so I have fallen several times. Maybe that's how I fractured my hand. I don't know. When I was in high school, my former best friend had me punch a metal locker closed, which I did in my mania, thus the mental health issue, and my hand was damaged again. I went to the nurse, and when she saw the bump on my hand, which has grown exponentially over the years, she said, "Oh my God, that is not supposed to be there." I know I've had the wound for at least 8 years or so, but my mom remembers me having it way longer. I just don't remember how I got it because, again, I was into rock climbing, snowboarding, zip lining, parkour, all that stuff. I loved it all. But these things happen. You always get injuries in any sort of sport, no matter what you do. So I just happened to be injured, possibly when I was doing one of the sports, so that's how possibly I injured my hand. How bad is the pain? On a scale of 1 to 10, my normal pain level is between a 3 and a 5, but when somebody puts pressure on the bad part of my hand, my pain skyrockets to a 10. I'm serious. I drop to my knees in pain, I cry out, and then tears come to my eyes because it is so painful. I know other people have it way worse than I do, but this is just my perception of the situation. I do not mean to invalidate other people's pain. This is just my story that I wanted to share with all of you. Now for the pictures of my hand. In the first photo, we see a whole bunch of photos of my hand, and I have highlighted the part of my hand that I wanted you to see the most. And then in the second picture, I highlighted the part where you can really see my hand, where the bone has grown over itself. It's not bloody or disturbing, but it is out of the ordinary. When I finally went to see a hand surgeon, I did get x-rays. My dad took me there. He's been so supportive, and he's been really on top of helping me with doctor's appointments and scheduling my surgery and everything. When my dad took me to see the hand specialist, the doctor showed me x-rays of my hand, and the moment he did, my dad and I pulled out our phones and we took pictures of the x-rays. When I showed the photos to my brother, he said to me, "I can probably guess the first question you'll ask the surgeon once your hand is opened up." When I told him that he would never guess, "You will ask, 'Doc, can I keep the bone that you chip away?'" And my brother just started laughing, and then he said, "Is that right? Did I get it correct?" And so I cursed under my breath, and my brother nailed it. Yes, I am so weird to the point of wanting pictures of my hand once it's opened up, and then I want the x-ray photos, and I also want to keep the bone that is chipped away. However, my bone is not being chipped away. My bone is being sanded down so the sensitivity will go away. All about the surgery and recovery time. In June, I am attending Tom Brown Jr.'s tracker school. No amount of pain in my hand will stop me from attending the survivalist school of my dreams. After that, in early July, I am actually getting the surgery done on my right hand to sand down the bone. I will be out of work for a few weeks, but my parents will tag team in taking care of me. My parents are so supportive, and I cannot thank them enough for doing all of this for me. I am so grateful and so blessed to have parents like the ones I do. The doctor I saw last said that I most likely will not need physical therapy, but I need to take it easy on the heavy lifting at work, do less crafting, which will be extremely hard for me, and then I will have to experience very little typing at my computer. That itself is the hardest thing for me since I am on my computer so much, typing out short stories or working on my first book that I'm getting published or anything really. I am always on my computer when I'm not outside hiking or doing parkour. That's another thing I can't do. I can't do any extreme sports. No zip lining, no rock climbing, no snowboarding, no nothing. Although not doing snowboarding would be pretty easy considering it's the summertime. Not being able to write at my computer is nightmarish to me, more than the actual surgery or the scars that I will have after my surgery is done. The doctor told me that I will experience pain post-surgery, but it's only going to be temporary. In 6 months or so, I will be healed up and there will be no more pain. So hopefully I will have a wonderful Christmas without any pain in my hand. I will be so excited not to deal with any more pain. That will be a Christmas present in itself. I am not taking off work for 6 months, but I will for a few weeks. Try telling this little workhorse to take it easy. I try not to be as easygoing as I used to be, because once it was way too much of a bad habit. My easygoingness was way too much into laziness, and then once I got my job as a front-end specialist at a department store, that's when I really started being a workhorse and enjoying all the money that I made. The Rogoff Family Surgery Club. This is more dark humor. Back to my good but dark humor about my situation with my bad hand. I am not scared of scars because they're the proof that I have truly lived. I have plenty of scars. I have scars on my legs from biking accidents. I have scars on my hands from crafting mishaps. I have burn marks on my arms that, with the dark humor thing I call the Rogoff Family Surgery Club, I am the only person in my family who has never had surgery before. My dad got open stomach surgery to correct a twist in his intestines that, if not taken care of, would have probably been potentially life-threatening. And then my mom, she got her knees replaced after a bad fall that tore her ligaments and muscles. And that was all before COVID. So she spent all of COVID in recovery. She is doing amazing now, and she's actually doing some strong woman competitions for middle-aged women. And I could not be prouder of my mom, even if I tried. I am thrilled that my mom was able to do that, and she can deadlift 150 pounds. She is impressive. She can lift me up, and I am a little bit heavier than 150 pounds. I am just so impressed with my mom and the way she's healed. I am so proud of her. And then there's my brother. My brother actually had surgery on his jawline to remove a fistula that was bursting, and that was dangerous. I was so scared about that, but when my brother had the surgery, he was in the hospital and he was saying to me, "Erin, I'm scared," because he was a really little kid then. And so I said, you know what? When we get out of here, we're going to go to McDonald's and we're going to order you some fries. Because with every single surgery in my family, anytime somebody has surgery, we always go out to McDonald's afterwards and then order fries and drinks, and we just eat them in the parking lot. That is our thing. Anytime we get sick, we do that, except we haven't really been able to do that since quarantine, but we're picking that up again. And so this time around, my brother, he said to me, Erin, when I drive you to surgery, we're going to McDonald's after, and we're gonna get some large fries and some awesome drinks. And I'm like, awesome! We just have this funny thing going on, and I have no plans on stopping that funny thing. With that surgery of my brother's, how he got the fistula removed, he is not able to grow a full beard, and that destroys him. Not really, I'm over-exaggerating with that one, but if you're a man in my family, beards are basically a must-have because they are proof of masculinity. Plus, the Rogoff women find beards really sexy because they have lumberjack and or cowboy vibes, and if you know any woman in my family, we love our lumberjacks and we love our cowboys. So all that explained, I am the only person in my immediate family who has not had surgery yet, so when I get this surgery for my bad hand, I will finally be initiated into the Rogoff Family Surgery Club, which is more exciting to me than anxiety-inducing. The surgery will finally fix my bad hand, and that is so hopeful to me that I will be able to do more things that I love. It is partly scary, don't get me wrong, but the benefits outweigh the negatives in the situation. I swore to myself that I would never get any surgeries unless I needed them, because I never wanted to wind up as a patient on the E! Entertainment show Botched, starring Terry Dubrow and Paul Nassif. Don't get me wrong, I love the show because it's interesting. The people are sometimes really messed up, but I do not want to go down the rabbit hole of plastic surgeries, which really freaks me out because I like looking natural. I do wish that I was a little bit skinnier, but I am working on that. Ending my video on all my appreciations, I want to thank my mom and dad for being my caretakers in the surgical situation. I want to thank my brother Christopher for always making me laugh and smile and checking up on me when I'm close to panicking and have anxieties that this surgery will somehow turn out botched. And then I also want to thank my grandma, who has been calling every single day for updates on how I am doing. And I would like to thank my hand surgeon and the nurses who helped me. And I also want to thank my crazy besties for always saying things to get me to laugh. When my best friend, Michaela Tyner, heard that I was getting surgery, she said, Erin, if you die, I'm going to the afterlife. I'm going to drag your ass back to the world of the living, and then I'm going to kill you myself for leaving me here alone. In fairness, I have said the same thing to her about so many other dark situations. We are two peas in a pod. We are the fingers that are crossed. We are the best of friends, and I can't imagine life without her, or her sense of humor, or just everything about her. So I also want to thank God from the bottom of my heart to the heights of my soul for my situation being manageable and not devastatingly overwhelming. Also, thank you everyone for being so supportive, and that means a lot to me from all of you, my loyal viewers. I am so grateful for all of you. And I will give you updates every few months from now on about my life post-surgery for a little while. And all I have to say about that is, life is an adventure, and that's how I will always see it. So this surgery, that's an adventure. Throwing my first right hook without any pain, that's going to be the victory of another adventure. So before I go on another rant about how life is an adventure, I will say goodbye for now. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Hit that like button to show some support. Comment below what surgeries you have had and what advice you have for me, because I would so appreciate that. Subscribe to my first channel, Book Dragon Erin. Keep on having fun, keep on watching videos, and I hope you all have a great rest of the week.